Hey, what's up, everybody? BDF 44 coming at you another video. All right, so the content is coming to me like crazy today, man. Well, Holy Spirit, I don't know. I'm one of those people that just sometimes just blurt stuff, and I don't want to do that on this occasion. But I think I can help people with the truth of the circumstance that I just found out. Um, yeah, my little brother. I just found out my little brother. I told y'all that he was in the hospital a couple weeks ago. Uh, Turns out he has diabetes, and it's new. It's a new diagnosis. He's never had that before this past go round, and I just know, uh, that it's one of those situations where you have to really really watch what you eat, man. It's what we talk about every day, man. It's what we talk about every day. Sugar intake, taking care of your body, exercising regularly, drinking water regularly. Far be it from me to know if those things fend off diabetes fully, but just in general, you can fend off so much by taking care of yourself. So that's what I wanted to get on here and just say, man. Not to put my little brother business out there, but um, I ask for prayers for him. His mental health has always been a real thing. I don't know exactly what he has, but uh, maybe some form of autism or something. We've never really known. I don't know, but he struggles, and so it's not. He doesn't really take care of himself. It's that kind of thing. He's not able to take care of himself. Uh, Great kid, great guy. He's in his 30s now, but still a kid to me. And now I get to worry about his health. Now I get to worry about diabetes. I don't know that anybody else in our family has diabetes. That's the thing. I don't know. I don't know. I know we don't share a mother, so I'm not sure if it's on his mom's side. But if it is, then I got everybody to worry about anyway, so it doesn't make it any better. Um, but it's just one of those situations where I just understand, like, this is one of the reasons why I try to keep sugar low. I don't really like sugar too much because when I was a kid, if I'd have kept that up, I'm pretty sure I'd have all kinds of health problems right now. Um, and so that's what I just want to say. I think at the end of the day, for me, I don't know if I really had content for this. I just was worried about it, so I just wanted to bring it back to y'all, like I do everything else with a therapy session. Find out your little brother got diabetes, you know what I mean? It's like, Jesus Christ. Um, but I mean, from what I understand, he won't have to have his finger pricked. They're gonna come back with the new technology that makes it so he doesn't have to get pricked every day, and so that's good. That's really good. And he's getting used to eating differently in the hospital. My stepmom said so. That's good news too. He could start weaning off some of that bad diet, maybe lose more weight. She said he started losing some weight since he got in the hospital. I don't know if I like that too much, given the fact it's probably not healthy weight coming off of it. But I just thank the Lord that we got a diagnosis for that, and now we can treat it. She can treat it because I'm not there, but my stepmother can treat it and take care of him, and we know what we need to do to get his health in order. At least we have some answers there, so I praise God for that. But I encourage all of y'all to take care of yourselves, mind, body, and soul. That's really what the content is about today, just taking care of yourself. If your mind ain't working in the proper order like mine doesn't, and it don't tell you to do the right things, and you have to have your spirit in order. You got to take care of your body, so what is within your control, you have a handle on. And I think once you have that under control, the things that aren't necessarily within control are a bit more easy to manage and ultimately less damaging when stressed upon. Um, so that's what I'm thinking. I just am so thankful that the Lord has made it so that we have an understanding of what's going on with Matthew. It was a diagnosis. A lot of people go to the doctor, you don't know what's wrong with him. You know what I mean? And so um, that's a thing, and so, or we don't go to the doctor at all, like myself, and you won't know what's going on in your body. You just know stuff ain't right. That's me. I got to do a much better job of that, to say the least. But I encourage everybody to take care of themselves to the best of their ability, devise new ways, or rather learn new ways of taking care of yourself. A lot of us think we eat good, but we don't. A lot of us think we're a little healthier. Diet soda. No, you want to get the soda out of your system, whether it's diet soda, Pepsi One, whatever. You don't want none of that sugar to overwhelm your body and get that stuff consistently in your body. I've gotten to a point where the only beverage I drink is water now. I used to be able to, I was more of a cran apple kind of guy. Raspberry was my thing, cran raspberry. But once I lost my fridge, it wasn't the same deal. You trying to you can't refrigerate the juice, so it just becomes a problem. So just by default, without having a fridge, it forced me to eating really, really healthy, because nothing else you could really you can't really store anything else. And a lot of the food that you store that's available to you, like corned beef hash and stuff like that, it immediately just eats straight into your gut. It immediately does damage to your body. So it's like I was rendered to just rice, corn, green beans, and water, and then like apples, bananas, and oatmeal. That was my whole diet for like a good 4 months. And I hated it, but I was healthy for the most part. It allowed me to get in the best shape I've been able to get into. Now on this side of town, it's a little different. I have more of a variety because I have my fridge here, at least for the short term. Of course, I'm only here for another week and a half, 2 weeks at the maximum. But the point is, I had this fridge here, and I've been able to kind of add some breads to the thing, add a little more to the diet. So I'm fortunate, but it's about finding healthy food for me that my body likes. And you saw what I was going through yesterday. It wasn't good, and I know it had a lot to do with that meal or those meals. So, and I tell you this, this is a real thing. As soon as I ate that delicious Mexican food, it was so good. It cost me $20, but the chicken fajitas, man, that was the most delicious thing. I've been craving it ever since. You hear me? I'm telling you, them lures. I don't know if they put additives in certain foods or it's just the evil of the circumstance, but as soon as you taste something that good, days after you eat it, you desperately want it again. Desperately. I can still taste the onions and the different tastes and the chips and the beans, all of it I desire to eat right now. And I'm telling you, that's what it does. Once you get one, you got to get another, you got to get another, and then you sit on that, and your stomach and your fat pockets just continue to grow, and it gets harder and harder to get that stuff off your body. Eventually your body goes out of shape, and eventually it gets bad. It's just like any other rabbit hole, any other domino effect. Once you let one in, you're going to want to let another in and another in. You can't just have one chip. And so that's why we have to discipline ourselves to a T if we're serious about our health and is serious about getting a full life out of this thing. Because the brain is going to always want something that tastes good. I saw something that was really, really interesting. It was a little baby who they had let her taste some ice cream, and as soon as she tasted that ice cream, her eyes lit up, and then she grabbed the thing. She didn't even realize it was cold. Her body just really needed it, and it was like that's what that sugar rush does to the mind, especially at children. But you could see it in her. It just immediately went to her brain, and she must have it. It was like something just warped her whole soul, and she must have it. And it's like, yo, that's what this food does to us. It's much more subtle for grown-ups, but it's still the same thing. Now I've had it. Oh, I need it again. Oh, I'm disciplined against it. Oh, God, please keep me from going over there because I got another dub to give them. I can get that meal for the day. It's like, yo, that is what the evil of the circumstance does. Just like any other evil, it makes you feel like you want it as it destroys you. So I'm telling y'all, man, the foods that we eat are meant to nourish us and make us feel good in the moment. We're going to enjoy our meals. It makes our lives more fulfilled because each and every day you're enjoying what you're eating, but it's cutting down those days. It's cutting down how many days you have to live. And ultimately there are other things to enjoy other than that meal. And if we can't even see that, then we just by default have lesser lives. They tell us our life expectancy is 75. I reject that. My life expectancy is based on how my activities are going to be in terms of my fitness and how much water intake I have and what I choose to eat. If I choose to eat what's there, then of course I'm gonna live as long as everybody else because I'm gonna be doing what everybody else does. But I'm not rolling with that, and that's why I'm encouraging everybody else to think for themselves, especially as it pertains to some of these things that we consider culture or we just by default must have, or the instant food stuff. Nah, carry your food with you, man. Everybody needs to be able to survive what it is that this is. It's life. It ain't gonna be a good day you wake up and say it's a good day to die. Ain't no good day to die. You know what I'm saying? Unless you just miserable. And so a lot of us are living lives we want to be a part of. We got kids, we want to see grandkids, we want to see them graduate and all this stuff. You ain't gonna be able to if you're doing what everybody else is doing, because that's what the expectations are for what it is that we do. And these people who sell this stuff to us know that. They don't care about our generation. They just as soon see us dead sooner. Their plans are much greater than that of what it is our life expectancy is supposed to be anyway. They got 200, 300, 400-year plans. They can discard this whole generation and be fine with that. So that's why I'm telling y'all, don't think for 1 second that the life expectancy for us is what it is they tell us it is. So long as we keep doing what they tell us to do, yeah. But if you do what you're supposed to do and what you know you should, disciplining yourself to eat right, live right, keep your stress down, keep your spirit right, you're going to outlast what it is they're expecting you to do. You're going to outlast that just by default. Look at your ancestors. Look at the old folks. Some of them lived 115, 120 years old. They didn't live that long because they were eating what everybody else was eating. They was living that long because they stayed consistent and doing things the healthy route. They eat organic stuff. They eat stuff that they can actually palate, stuff that goes through your body clearly. If they ain't struggling when they sit down on the toilet, that kind of thing. Make sure that your body is taking in what it is that it's supposed to take in, if at all possible. Because in a lot of environments, it is barely possible. And that is what I know. But you got to drink your water, get your little exercise in, and don't underestimate stress and how much harm it does to you, especially when you're eating poorly. Keep your stress down. You know what I mean? So these are things that I'm encouraging everybody, man. I don't care who you are, whether I agree with you or not. You have a body to take care of, and as that body lives, you got a new day to learn something new that's going to change you to be a better person. But if you don't get enough days, you won't get that. And believe me, a lot of us are doing stuff that ain't going to have us having good afterlives. We don't need our lives to end too soon. We don't need to have a short life. Some of us ain't going to have good afterlives unless we get a long life to do things better. Then you ain't going to have a chance to learn those lessons if you're doing things that get you out of here sooner. So I'm telling people, man, it ain't simple at all. You think the people who are benefiting from your death don't know this? Those people who are benefiting from you eating these bad foods, getting rich off you eating these bad foods, you don't think they understand this? They study this stuff. This is how they're able to control it, because they need to understand these things in order to do what it is they need to do to get as rich as they gonna get. So that's what I'm telling them. I'm challenging the McDonald's. I'm challenging the Jack in the Box and all these different companies. Give us better foods, man. As I continue to speak what it is I think I know in regards to eating healthy, we're trying to get back to a space where our life expectancy is 89, 90, 100 years old. Expectancies. You know what I'm saying? Forget all this, we supposed to die after 75. Reject that nonsense. Reject that nonsense. Because I see 75-year-old people, they running marathons. You telling me I'm supposed to just check out just because I just know other way? There is another way. Gala apples, bananas, lettuce. You know what I'm saying? There's another way. Water, exercise. There's a way. Don't let these people lie to you about what is just destined to happen. Ain't nothing destined to happen. They're trying to force that to be the case. What comes first, the chicken or the egg? What comes first is your decision. That's what comes first. You let them suggest whatever they want to suggest, but you don't have to do none of that. You're going to survive this. So that's what I'm telling people, man. A lot of stuff that we do is just not meant for us to do nothing but die. Ain't meant for nothing but death. And I promise y'all, ain't nothing good in death, man. Nothing good, especially if you ain't living for God. Ain't nothing good in death. You want to prolong your life. You want to live as long as possible. You ain't trying to see just Judgment Day before you get a chance to do as much good as the Lord wants you to do. And you ain't going to do that if you're dying early. So I'm telling people, man, let's stop dying early. All this spin the block, kill each other before we even get a chance to even know who the hell we are. Hate you, hate me, hate everybody. Let's do conflict. For what? All that's doing is putting you in the ground, man. Before you even get a chance to know what the hell you are as a spirit. Before you even get to know what your options are in life. Before you even get a chance to see your kids manifest into humans. Y'all leaving before it even happens. Enough. People who follow me, I want to see y'all live forever. Or at least within reason, you know what I'm saying? 100 years. Get a good 100 out of it. And a lot of that has to do with our spirit, and it trickles down into what it is we allow ourselves to intake by way of culture and by way of food and everything else that we allow into our midst. So let's stay strong in regards to ourselves, and remember that there's always an option outside of what they're telling you expected to do. But I tell you, if you do exactly what they expect you to do, you are going to die of all the stuff they want you to die of. And I did not misspeak. Want you to die of. My name is BDF 44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.